my dear Pisces. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between March 16 and March 31st, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have put astrological information for the month of March in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se, where you can also find and buy all the decks I'm using in this video. There's also a subscription service up on my webpage that you can take part of if you want to learn more about spiritual growth, yoga and tarot. For this reading, I used the Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Julia Jeffrey, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open your deck here, there's a Page of Pentacles and the Fortune Fairy. So the Page of Pentacles is kind of the seed of you, and the Fortune Fairy is the divine that wants to guide you through this life. The Fortune Fairy is also, it's kind of when you go with the flow. If you go with the flow, you just see what kind of opportunities opening up. The opportunities that's opening up is by synchronicity arranged by the Fortune Fairy. Sometimes we can get so afraid of taking own decisions because of this. We are just waiting for a sign. Where am I supposed to go? Because we are scared to take control over our own destiny and to kind of roll the dice and see what comes back. Because the Fortune Fairy is also destiny. Whatever you sense out comes back to you. How you make your bed is how you are going to sleep in it. How you what you sow is what you are going to reap. So some people can get crippled a little bit by fear of their own making. They don't want to take the consequences of their own actions, so therefore can become very minimized in your own ability to make choices and take actions. But if you can align with this little inner Page of Pentacles, like your inner core of you, you will still be challenged and you will still do stupid mistakes that will lead to wonderful, wonderful knowledge and experience. So no one is going to take that away from you, but you might be freed from fear of taking action. Okay, so I called the divine with love and light. And here we have the Ace of Swords with the Fortune Fairy. Fortune Fairy is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Ace of Swords. So I think you're trying to premeditate something. You're trying to think something true. It's like you don't want to make the wrong move. So you try to figure out what's going to be the consequences of your actions. So I called the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have the 4 of Pentacles. You had the 4 of Swords underneath Ace of Swords before. So you're very protective. You want to stay in your comfort zone. And the divine wants to kind of blow you out of there. It's like the wolf coming and knocking on the little piglet's door. and you just want to stay in your comfort zone. So, okay. So I call the 6 elements. Earth, wind, 10 of Cups, water, fire, spirit and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading. 7 of Pentacles for my dear Pisces viewers. So I'm thinking you have your mind set on something that you want, 9 of Swords, and you might love it, but you're afraid you're almost crippled to take actions. You're afraid to get hurt. It's okay to be afraid to get hurt, but it's better to get friends with your feelings so they are not crippling you. Okay, so I called all this to give a clear view reading for my dear Pisces viewers. I want my dear Pisces to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success. The moon. Yes, we need also the pain to it's like a treasure chest that's hidden in the darkness of your soul, like in the most terrible corners of your own fear. If you go there, you will be rewarded. So if you are like this and thinking this is like I'm laughing because it's I'm having a Swedish connection to this. It's from a story about a woman that went from person to person, house to house with bad news. She was running around and giving bad news, and she was called Krösa Maja. So and she loved this bad news. So I'm thinking your mind is a little bit like this. It's festering a little bit on bad news. It's like you like horror movies maybe, and you like to be scared by yourself, thinking if I did that, oh God, this could happen. So if I told that person this, or told the person I love them, this could happen. So you're getting kind of a little bit of a high on this scary movies in your inside. So it's you might be emotionally and chemically addicted to bad news that you give yourself. So it's not a big thing. You can whine yourself out of that. I saw a title to a book yesterday. It was a reverend that have taught his kind of community that every time they were talking about something, like complaining about something, they had this purple ribbon on one of their arms, and when every time they complained about something, they had to take off the ribbon and put it on the other arm, and then when they were complaining, they took it and shifted. So just to become aware of when you are festering on bad news and getting this energetical, chemical thing going on in your body, so making you actually getting a little bit of a high, but it's a little bit, it's harmful to do this to yourself. So, but this and it's rewards to be, if they actually would happen like a challenge or some kind of misfortune, you would actually have you will be able to learn from that. The experience of it is what we came here for. So to avoid it is not healthy either. To have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest Knight of Wands, destiny, Knight of Wands. You might be dealing with like a fire person. Knight of Wands is usually Sagittarius, might be a Leo or an Aries as well. Maybe you are scared to be this fire person. The Knight of Wands is someone that is like a go-getter. So Pisces, you're asked to become a go-getter. Okay, so I'll just tune in for a few seconds here. So my dear Pisces, this is your future, and this is your now there, and this is your past. So here we have the moon. In January we had 2 full moons, and the last one, 31st of January, was with a lunar eclipse. 2 blue moons in the same moon. That's blue moons. Okay, we will have blue moons also in March. Today, tonight, we will have the full moon. From a Swedish point of view, I think in some other countries it was already yesterday. I actually put out my amethyst there, the purple stone, in the moonlight yesterday out in the snow, so it's fully packed with this full moon energy now. And here you were affected by the full moon, and the moon wanted you to do something foolish that you usually probably wants to premeditate on. But here comes also strength, and this fire person and high priestess is your it's also the moon. It's the knowledge that comes from your own emotions, the pain. Like if you go there, you will find wisdom. So it seems like you have been challenged to do something brave, something that was a little bit outside your comfort zone, but actually very, very good for your soul. Okay. So, and here we have the 10 of Swords. So this is how you feel afterwards. And this is also good. If you feel like this, 10 of Swords, like the world is ending, feel on that feeling. Stay with that feeling. Break down a little bit, okay? It's going to make you much more, yes, like the 9 of Pentacles. When you actually see that these frequencies inside of you, it's just frequencies. They're not going to kill you. For example, say that you were... you're in love with a person a little bit, or you're interested in them, and you didn't want to call because you were afraid of humiliation. But here in the past you did call, and this is how you felt afterwards. You felt this intense energy, like you did something stupid, and why did you do this, and now they're going to think this and this and that, and everything is so very painful for you. If you just stay with that energy, this is what you will get. So what? I don't mind what happens. I don't mind being humiliated. I don't mind loving a person more than they love me. There's no competition. We are all souls, we are all beautiful energies, and we are actually we are the same entity, really. We are connected to the grid with everyone. So whatever you do to someone else, you do it to yourself. So if you were telling someone that you are interested in them, you were telling this to yourself. You are a very interesting person. So you are actually just, when you fall in love with someone, you just fall in love with your shadow, like a part of you that you haven't developed because you have left it here in the darkness. And you need to be brave enough to go and face it. So if you just sit with this energy that comes from doing this, you will become like a master of your own inside, and you will be happy with whatever happens to you. It won't really matter, because if you don't, it's not about becoming numb. It's about becoming like the antenna for a frequency, and being able to interpret that frequency without the antenna being laid to waste. So it's more like this. It's not becoming numb. It's becoming more in tuned, getting the knowledge instead of just being like a wet little thing on the floor. So, okay. 10 of Swords can be like an ending of some sort, or a big humiliation, or being backstabbed, or feeling like everything is over, there's no more hope. And here you have the 9 of Swords, so it's kind of the same energy. And here we have your little Page of Cups. So I think you have a very fragile heart, and usually want to stay in total balance and keeping your mouth shut, because then you don't have to have these rushes of frequencies going through your body. But this is your heart, and it's you, and it's the you, like the beautiful diamond inside of you, and it's very sensitive. It's the the antenna, kind of, okay? So it's very emotional, very touchy-feely, because it's sensitive, so it can take in this knowledge, whatever it is, and you get wisdom from this. It's like small feathers of wisdom, and synchronicity also might come messages through. It's like you're reading a book every time you get these high frequencies. So you're both thrilled by these high frequencies, but you're also scared by them, and they are actually ruling your life a little bit. Okay, so the past here for my dear Pisces. And here we have the Queen of Cups, so that's you. I read this card for Cancer the other day. I think I will read it for you as well. Queen of Cups. See if I can find... There. She is, this Queen. Entering the chamber, dark yet luminous, you are greeted by exquisite music softly filling the empty space, as if it were coming from the very air itself. The notes have a strangely tangible quality and feel as if they are forming tendrils that surround your limbs. Relaxed, you breathe deeply. As your heart beats, you feel the music entering your blood, infusing your body, pushing through your skin as if to join the tendrils. You are completely saturated with feelings. She turns, the woman holding court in this fey place. She is soft and inviting, like the deep blue velvet of her gown. Like an ocean you would happily drown in. You want to connect with her. You want to sing, paint, write, create something. That's also the pull of the moon. Moon is Cancer and Pisces. Scorpio is more like death. Anything to express the emotions within. You begin to feel the slightest panic. The experience is too intense. She offers you a beautiful cup of you know not what. You know that if you drink from it, you will be changed and nothing will ever be the same again. You look into her strange eyes and wonder if you have the courage. The Queen of Cups has vast experience in the realm of creativity and connections. She is not afraid of emotions and seeks intimacy. In them, she finds the heart of life and expresses them through beauty and creativity. She also understands the unseen world and the souls of others. Beauty takes all shapes and isn't always peaceful and easy. The very circle of life, including death and pain, has an exquisiteness that she values. Connect with her if you are willing to take the necessary risk to look into her chalice, gaze into the liquid, and scry your own soul. True intimacy is not for cowards. Okay, it's like you're called by the moon and your own feelings to do something. And here we have a Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles is usually like a very slow going energy. You might be very careful with this. You have a plan and you're working on it. It's solid and you're a little bit shy, a little bit slow, a little bit nervous. So this is a person that doesn't want to get outside their comfort zone that easy, but they still want things with their life. But they take it very cautiously, very graciously. Knight of Pentacles might be a person in your life also that you want to get closer to, and maybe you know that they're skittish and can easily become scared. And here you have a Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles, it can also talk about not only, it might be that you're trying to build a friendship maybe with an earth sign, or that you want to create something. It's might be when it comes to your dreams, what you want to be, like your highest purpose in life. You might have a plan and it's working. Okay, Three of Pentacles is talking about that it's working, but you always need to be prepared to solve. There will come a lot of problems on the way that you need to be on top of and solving. So always being the positive problem solver, not as, oh, darn, another problem, I can't take this, but more like, oh, another problem, how am I going to solve it? Oh, like this. So it's a more healthy kind of problem solving, not I can't make it. It's more like, oh, this is interesting. It's like steps in a staircase is what I'm seeing, like you're learning anything new with every step you take. Oh, that's also a song, but it's not a good song. Every step you take, every move you make. Maybe you have someone you're stalking, or maybe someone is stalking you. So you might have a secret admirer also, Pisces, or you are the secret admirer to someone and you don't dare to tell them. Okay. And here is in the now. And in the past, it seems like you're working on a plan. You're working on perfecting something. Maybe wooing someone, or creating something that's coming from dreams, that's made of dreams. And here you have the Three of Swords. It has come in this position. It came also at least for Taurus, maybe some of the other as well. Knight of Pentacles is Taurus. So it might be that you're dealing with a Taurus that has a little bit of bad self-esteem or bad experience from the past. It might also be that your own bad experience is preventing you from doing something that you really want. We can see the moon here and the Three of Swords, that it's a little bit the same energy. This is more purple, like my cloth here, but it's this area of like it's a waste inside of you, like a wasteness that which you can touch with your own feelings, and if you stay with it, even if it's painful, you will tune in like a beautiful, it's like tuning in a piano or a violin. So sad music, but beautiful. And here you have a Five of Wands. So there's some kind of inner conflict within you. You don't know like which road you want to take or what you want to do, and you might experience that there's a conflict with other people too, maybe with a Taurus person or an Earth person. It's all right to have the conflicted interest, as long as you communicate your interest and other person communicate their interest. Maybe you can work something out, some common interest. Okay, so it's like you feel separated from others or unique. Maybe no one is understanding you, but no one can understand you if you're not voicing who you are and communicating who you are, communicating maybe also your pain and your fears, and see if the one that listens and stay with you, not with you complaining, because then you have to move this purple thing from your arms all the time, but maybe they can understand what it is that you want. If you communicate, rather than complaining and wanting to be saved, you need to save yourself by communicating what it is that you want and aiming towards this what you want. You can make a list of what you don't want and then make the same list but with what you do want. So you just, I don't want this, I want this. And then you aim towards this list. So you just change your course of direction. You change your focus of attention from what you didn't want to what you do want. That is actually making the whole difference from something being successful or something being not that particularly successful. And here we have a Queen of Swords. So we have a Libra in the mix. It might be a Libra or an Aquarius or a Gemini, or it's just you that's being very like sharp and a little bit lonely. It's like you know a lot of things, but you don't tell people. So maybe you know the solutions to all the problems, but you don't come with your input. You think that if you say what needs to be said, there will be a conflict. So it might be an avoidance of conflict, avoidance of pain, but there's still this conflict because it's inside of you. And if it's a conflict inside of you, it will be on the outside of you as well. And here we have the Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords. And when you need to focus on something, like don't bother so much with, thinking about what can go wrong. Feel your inside, perfect your inside, make it into your castle. Stay with whatever feeling is there. Like if it feels like this there, it's fine. You just stay with it. Put out the red carpet to it and just give it the warm embrace of your temple. This is bringing light to this situation. If you would turn on the light, if the sun would rise in this scene, it wouldn't be so dark anymore. So darkness can't thrive over light, but light can thrive over darkness. You can't bring darkness into the face of the sun, but you can take in like a little candle in a dark room and lit it up some. So it's kind of easy. You just need to have some stamina and some patience to be able to sit with this, whatever it is. So even if it's a painful situation on the outside, if you cultivate your inside, the outside will change. Also, you won't feel as bad about the outside if you focus on just staying with it. Like, okay, my house burned down yesterday. I lost all my stuff. So you stay with it. It's very sad. It's gone. It's gone before it's time. The stuff is gone before you are gone. So you just stay with it. It's like a very beautiful spiritual practice. You lost everything in one day. So now you're really able to die before you die. So if you die before you die, you kind of give up everything, not with your like what you're doing, but you give up your identification with it. Okay, I have this work, I have this title, I am this person. You give up those titles. You can still go to this work, but you aren't this work. This is not you. It's just something that you're borrowing for a little while. And when you can get that kind of connection to all the things in your life, then you have kind of died before you died, and you don't have these attachments anymore. Whatever happens is kind of fine. And now they're not fine because you're very upset with this, but you can use this upsetness to practice. And to practice to align also with yourself. You have both these meditation cards here. They are very good for meditation and inner stillness. So you can do it here. You can stay with it. Start with staying just for a few minutes with whatever it's inside, and then increase the amount of time that you are able to stay with your inside, and you will start to cultivate it. It's like you're using a brush to clean out your inner space. The only difference is that you don't brush things out. You take things in, you take all the smudge, all the blackness in, and you look at it with your eye in the I am, and this is your light from your soul coming in here. and making this also to light. So the energy that was stuck in small puddles of sadness is being freed to be the energy that you can thrive on. So that's much better use of energy. And here is your future, and here we have the sun. So this is what's happening when you sit with your pain. You just light up the room, okay? You make your temple into a beautiful uplit place, and it's starting to become habitable, okay? Every time you go in there, you get a good feeling instead of panic, what you had before. Every time you felt your inside, you panicked because you have saved so much dark stuff there that you just have put under the rug, and now you're lifting the rug and giving it all your attention, finally. As long as it has waited for you to give this attention to your own inside and to everything that was so painful inside of you. So this is healing in its most remarkable form. It's kind of healing by becoming enlightened. So awareness, when you put awareness to things, like your eye to the things, the eye to your pain, the eye to your situation, you just see it. And you don't do anything about it, just see it. And you get the truth out of it. It's like you're reading the situation with your whole soul self and getting the full picture. Not by thinking things through, it's just being downloaded. Just by staying with pain, you will get the full knowledge of, like without it coming through your awakened mind, you will get the knowledge like put into your body. It's like you're digesting it and it's putting in its right place in your hard drive. So everything you need to learn from this situation that was so painful, when you digest it, you learn also. It's like reading a book, but a book of pain. And here we have the Lovers. So it seems like you have a plan when it comes to love. It might be that the other person that you're with doesn't have the same plan, so it might lead to some conflict. Maybe you are with a very skittish, scared, cold, detached person that has a very warm heart probably, but by experience they're probably a little bit cautious, just like you. And here there is some attraction going on because they hold like another side to you, and probably exactly this what you want they don't want. And this is how you you learn new things, by rubbing off on people that don't have the same experience as do you or the same dreams as do you. And of course it's also a conflict inside of you. One side feels a lot of pain, the other side is more detached and pretend maybe that they don't have pain, and they are more like optimistic and problem solvers, but they just solve problems on the surface, not really the problems that's like the root causes of your true problems. But anyway, this is the highest card for love, and this is the first card for love in the major arcana. The Lovers is when you meet and you feel attracted. Then you have the Alchemist card. It's 14. 1 + 4 is 5. It's when you start to rub off on each other. And eventually when you have rubbed off on each other and learned everything you were supposed to learn, you were 100% Pisces first, and the other one was 100% Libra, for example. Then you are now 100% Pisces and 100% Libra, and they are 100% Pisces, 100% Libra and 100% Pisces, because you learned from one another. You became like this, and that's when you're holy, and you can join in holy matrimony, and it just means to become more whole. And then you have become this. You were 100%, and now you're 200%. Then you're 100% again, and you meet a new situation, and you can become 200% again. So this is how we always expand ourselves, becoming more and more aware, becoming more and more experienced. Okay. Next card is 2 of Cups. So I definitely feel love in the air, maybe with an air sign or an earth sign. It can be a fire sign as well. You have fire here. So 2 cards for love. So it's definitely love in the air, and most possibly with a very detached air sign. That's just, it's good friend, but they might not know of this love, or maybe they love you but they don't let you know it. Okay, so it might be like this also. So I'm thinking there's a lot of love here, but people are mostly very focused on their pain, so love can't really blossom because of fear, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so I will take a card for you from the Wisdom of the Oracle Divination card for my dear Pisces. Oh, that one. And it's Serendipity. So that's a very lucky card. 18. And I opened 17. Here we have 18. 18, it's the moon. In the moon, if you go there, you will find all your blissful talents, and you will also be find happiness, because if you're not afraid of your emotions anymore, you have all the possibility to become happy. Opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as a sign and symbols, a magical alignment of events. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Kept in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. So when you digest your pain, the world is digesting its pain. So you're kind of like a hero here. Spirit has a plan, and the plan is right in front of you, of the person right you in front of the right person at the right time. Sorry, you have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirits presents. So in midst of pain, there might come feathers, pencils, coins, messages on the radio, on the TV, on the internet, in commercials. So it's going to come messages to you. So be aware of that. I spoke a lot about antennas, and I realize you're going to get some message of something that's going to come. You are in the right place in the right time. Be grateful, for the stars are aligned in your favor and fortune is smiling on you. Victory and success are yours. The choices you have made in the past have prepared you for the opportunity now before you. This is your lucky moment. The timing is perfect. So whatever darkness you have been in, you're successfully being able to digest it with these meditation cards. And this is going to turn out to be very lucky. So I think the pain is the doorway to your new tomorrow, where you also, there's two sides of you. You might be like infusing with your yin and yang, sun, whole. This is two sides, like yin and yang, two sides, yin and yang, becoming whole. So I'm thinking you are calling home also lost soul parts here, these lost soul parts. And we are showing the Fool. The Fool is like bravery, courage that you needed to feel your emotions. Nine of Pentacles is your lead bottom, like having, being a very sure thing in a storm. Like you don't mind what happens. You're so cool. And then Page of Cups, like your heart. Where do your heart lies? What do you want? So just because you're cool, you don't lose your aspirations or the wonders of life or what you are dreaming of. You're just becoming cool until you get it. So it seems like your pain is, when you digested it, you become whole. You pick home all your lost soul parts and become one. That's beautiful. And it's going to give you, the old life might have a certain momentum, but eventually one day, luck is just going to start coming to you when you have really aligned with yourself. And nothing is like a burden for you anymore either. Everything becomes light because you're not wallowing in this sadness and talking about sad things and watching sad things on TV and reading about sad things, watching sad movies and scary movies. You're starting to turn your attention towards what you really want instead of looking always on what you don't want. Remember me, the Divine Mother within. It's number 9, as is the 9 of Pentacles there. I believe in you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I see the truth of you, and I know you are worthy. No matter how strong and grown up you become, or how vulnerable and small you may feel, I love you, my own wild child divine. Trust in me, the Divine Mother within you, to guide, comfort, and nurture you into the beautiful fullness of your divine destiny. So by feeling your pain, you're actually taking care of the parts of you that has been neglected, the Fool, the courageous part of you, 9 of Pentacles, the Virgo part of you, the kind of very part of you that can become like a Buddha, be calm and cool with everything, accept everything, and the Page of Cups, your heart. So this is the pieces of you that you are now the Divine Mother to, when you are directing your attention inside your body. So it's not just dirt you are cleaning up, you're actually taking home pieces of you that have been traumatized and that you have left behind, and now you're taking them into your warmth. Sometimes we can feel alone, not quite sure where or to whom we may truly belong. Frightened and insecure, we imagine dark happenings or feel consumed with anxiety and doubt. Or perhaps we struggle to feel our feelings and instead have symptoms of the feelings we cannot quite find another way to express. We cannot sleep, we cannot unwind and relax, we cannot quite feel safe or secure. These are signs that we are in need of reconnection to the Divine Mother within. Your attention, your eye put on the inside. If our human experience of mothering have been neglectful, critical, controlling, smothering, or demanding of perfection, if they have denied us of our brightness and talent, which you can find in the Moon, like the lost talents, have asked too much or too little of us, or are based on fear of the outside world, then we may well have trust issues with the idea of being mothered. Yet the Divine Mother has no need to test us, to challenge us, forsake us for another, or judge us in any way. Her need is to mother us. What that means is that she offers us enough sanctuary and unconditional love to feel safe, to venture into life, to grow, to take risk, and so truly do your best to live a full and authentic life. So come home to yourself and become your own Divine Mother by just staying whatever is on the inside, and also staying with your dreams, and, you know, changing the compass direction from what you don't want to what you do want. So, piece of cake, Pisces. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching this far. If you want to learn more about how to stay with your inside and nourish this temple of yours, you can join my subscription service. You can find all the details for it in the description box underneath the video. And I also want to wish you a beautiful March, and I welcome you back to the April reading that I will perform in the middle of March. Okay, so take really good care, and bye bye.